Alright, we are back with Hunter x Hunter chapter 407. Look at this. We're getting closer to 410. Togashi has finished the chapters basically on his Twitter, so that's exciting. We might be getting the next four chapters back to back. I'm expecting after that to maybe get a short hiatus at least, and I'm fine with it. It'll give us time to just sit on on this volume. I'm sure I'll do a video or two to talk about this volume and just discuss it. So let's see what we got. Krollo is going up. It's looking scary for the spider in general. The funerals are supposed to start with Hulkenberg. I mean, we could go either way. We could continue with the Hulkenberg funeral, like we might see Hulkenberg, whatever Morena is planning. I don't expect to see Krollo or Hisoka for actually a bit of time here. He's gonna go up. Hisoka is chilling. I mean, who knows, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see them for a few chapters here. We might go back to tier 1, what's going on there, and at some point we're gonna see Krollo just enter a room or something. We're gonna be like, holy hell. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's just read. Let's go. Alright, let's jump right into it. We got chapter 407, negotiations. No idea. But it looks like we're starting with Hulkenberg, and we see the religious sign. Okay. The crowd. The army. Hulkenberg's funeral. The people grief is immeasurable. Yeah. You know. Trying to see if I recognize someone, right? Tough to say. Yeah. They're going up the stairs. Okay. Oh. That's not a double spread right now. Look at this. I mean, this is like big staircase kun. Staircase Sun from the Cameron arc, right? The Palace Invasion. The iconic staircase. I mean, this is almost a reference to it, almost like the way it's drawn, the massive staircase, the people around it. Yeah, I mean, they're going up. Beautiful drawing. The scale of it is now. Day 12, Thursday, 1 p.m. Okay, 1 p.m. Chanting. Yeah. Beautiful shot, above shot as well of the well. Does it look like there's no water anymore here? Maybe it's just the way it's drawn, but okay. Ooh, we're back with Seri's friends. Look at this. Otochin, Otosin, I don't know exactly but to pronounce it, but that's my guy. Okay. Borgson is missing. Yeah, our last communication was right before the funeral procession. Right before? 30 minutes ago. Already, bro? She already got by Morena? Damn. Well, that was fast. Of course it's Borgsen too. Now, did she get kidnapped, or she went there on her own volition? Like she went there by herself in some way? Maybe she had a sudden reassignment or tracking someone suspicious. We agreed to report anything unusual and not just at a scheduled time. If something changed, there's no reason she wouldn't have contacted us. Right, we should assume the worst then, as they talk, right? Right at the end of 394. As, I don't know who said it to Borgsen, but there was a shot of Borgsen and it was like, we should prepare for that, right? If someone gets got. And she said, right. No, she's small. Borksen was abducted, but by whom and what's their motive? So they said 30 minutes before, 30 minutes ago. So is that Saddam? Because the abducted line, right? This looks like this is probably Saddam that captured her. She's a soldier and we were on a mission. How could she have been taken without a struggle and without anyone noticing? Oh, Nen, brother, Nen. I like the way the people are drawn behind them as well. A team with multiple people, the more of them working together, the easier the abduction. If they used some method, say a drug to immobilize her, surround her with large men, it wouldn't draw any attention in a dense crowd. If it were a familiar face like a fellow soldier, the person could have even pulled it off on their own. They could have lured her to the hospital by feigning an illness where accomplice would be lying in wait. If they're using Nen abilities, they might be able to control her, like hypnosis. Yeah. What if the alien abducted Borksen with Nen abilities so they can use her in an assassination attempt on Tseri? Well, I mean, Otosin has always been the one that's talked about Nen, right? He's always the one bringing it up, like, hey guys, there's Nen. It might be that. He's close. I mean, it's not necessarily an assassination attempt on Tseri. As Morena said, it's to keep tab of him, right? But the thing is, I mean, Borksen was upstairs, but now she's down there, so I don't know how she's planning to track his movement if Borksen is on the lower levels, but I guess if she's controlling her or something, she can just send Borksen upstairs again. The reactions. So there are plenty possible methods. As for the worst case scenario, it's just as Momoli suggested. Momoli. As Borksen anticipated, if one of us is captured, are we really okay going with no contact for negotiations and no rescue attempt should be made? Huh. You over there, why are you all standing together? Keep proper distance and stay on guard. The special security alert is still in effect. Yeah, it's cool to see that they're kind of like outliers almost in the army that we've seen so far. Like they're just a group of friends, young friends. Again, they're just kind of chatting, talking together. Until the perimeter security is finished, we'll each have to think it over and decide what to do. Yeah, I'm very curious what Togashi is gonna do with their group. Obviously, they're gonna play a part for Tseri's character. They're gonna elevate his character even more. But like, what are they gonna do with? Like, yeah, I just can't tell what their role is gonna be, really. Like, I don't know if I see them learning Nen, so unless one of them already knows and he's hiding it for some reason. Beyond child. Otosin, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like we're gonna switch away here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here we go. She's waking up. Borksen, she's with Morena. Yep. Look at her. She's just smiling like... I don't know why this shot reminds me of Komugi. I think it's the eyebrows. A little bit. I don't know. Who's standing beside her? I mean, they changed outfit, whoever it is, but... A big dude. Yeah, well, she wakes up. Damn, I didn't expect that That was fast. She got captured off screen. But like it makes sense. Of course, Morena, they're using Nen. They have a plan. It was kind of a foregone conclusion that one of them was gonna get captured, right? So I like there's not a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of pages where it's just like this. Her standing with two people behind her, standing with two people behind her. Ooh, double spread. Look at this. Morena getting. Is that our first double spread? Welcome. Love the drawing of her there. This is the Ailey hideout. Okay. Just telling it with our gaming chair. You must be Morena Prudo then. What is it? What is it you want? Straight to it, huh? She doesn't seem too scared or worried so far, but let's see. She got the Hidalgo air. I mean, I remember having like little Hidalgos around her in 394. I love this. I hope you will become her ally. It's not mandatory, but there's a reason for it. To use an analogy, you're in a position like a matching organ donor. Organ donor? We intend to do everything we can to convince you to join. Now the question is she gonna use Nen, if it comes to it, to force her to join? Or she's really just gonna try to psychologically turn her. Love how her hair is drawn. I guess she loves drawing Morena, we know that. The eyes. Boxen's eyes. She looks to her left. No restraints. 6 enemies around me and my weapon has been confiscated. It depends on the conditions. So based on the drawings here, I think we have Yoko Tani. This is probably Vaconte. I think that's his heir. Maybe Gelato heir. And I can't really tell who this is here. I can't remember anything. This isn't a typical abduction. It seems like they use some power I don't understand, yeah. I can't give you an immediate answer. Abilities? It's wise to avoid answering yes or no, but please understand that the more I explain, the less likely it is that our side will be able to change what's to come. Is that a threat? Who knows? It depends on how you interpret it. Why is she like this, bro? Morena is so nonchalant. Who knows? Depends how you interpret it. Yeah. The more I explain, the less likely it is, huh? Alright, Borksendo, she's got some coronas, as we say. She's not too scared. I can't go into specifics, but the longer this goes on, the more dangerous it becomes for both sides. How convenient for you. You're not wrong there, but you shouldn't expect any decency from criminals like us. She's just telling it how it is. Hey man, we're criminals. Don't expect us to, you know? You know what it is. She's not trying to hide anything. She's just upfront about it. No care in the world. It's like if someone asked her, did you kill this person? Most people, you know, they would try to hide it. She would probably just say, yeah, I did. What's up? Or facial expressions as well. She's just, like, she has the same face almost all the time, right? Just this little smile, like, almost dead as well. And so I decided the quickest way possible, one that can also give you some agency. Agency, bro. This is my first and last concession. A card. That card, though. It's like a diamond with an X. We settled this with a game of negotiations. Also, name drop a game. So we're just gonna be playing cards here to negotiate. Of course, she loves games. She's a gamer after all, so she's the game master, as we would say. Interesting that it's cards, though, right? With chapter 4 or 5, Kenny saying you might have to use the Joker. Obviously, Isoka as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 cards. If you retire from this game, you will lose all freedom except the ability to say yes or no. From now, I'll listen to the explanation of the game. So yeah, it is Gelato, it is Vacante. We got Oralge, I don't know how to say it. This girl as well, I don't think we know her name. She feels like she's gonna be somewhat important. I love how her stance. This guy's a creepy, like, I can't wait for him to die. I don't like his look. So this retire from this game, you will lose all freedom except the ability to say yes or no. All freedom, huh? Let's keep that in mind. It's a game where a parent makes a request to their child and it continues until the child is left with an answer. I, the parent, have 7 cards that are placed face up. You, the child, have 5 cards that are placed face down. This is classic Togashi. We know Gungi, Grid Island. I mean, bro is creating another game here. Oh my god, my head is gonna break. And look at this, we got the games behind. The child selects one of the parent's cards first and the parent responds. The card then goes to the graveyard. Next, the parent selects one of the child's cards and turns it face up. The card then goes to the graveyard. This process is repeated. In the end, the child's last remaining card is the answer to the request. So the child has 4 yes cards and 1 no card. Please turn them over starting from the left side. Yes, no. So let's see here. Okay. Got the muscles. That's the horror card. You can use it to select one card from the child's graveyard and return it to your end. I mean, Togashi's like... I feel like I'll continue, but most people are probably gonna read it. They're gonna be just confused. They're gonna be like, what are we doing here? But this is a way for Togashi to... I mean, this is obviously symbolic, right? A lot for Morena, probably, as a character. What is she's trying to do, her plan. Like, yeah, it's... We know how Togashi writes his stuff. It's definitely more complicated to just understand what he's trying to really tell with this. It's not in your face. But let's see, I'll continue. In other words, if the R card stays in your end until the end, you can exchange it for a card that will give you the answer you want. So if the R card stays in your end until the end. And then you got the Joker. The Joker can transform into either yes or no. If it's your last card, you can use it to express your intentions as well. Interesting. So the Joker is to express your intentions if it's your last card. It's only for show, I guess. Why do you say that? You said earlier that if I refuse to play the game, I would only be allowed to say yes or no, and all other freedoms will be taken away. That means you're starting with a prerequisite of I won't let you leave until you say yes, right? So what's the point of me playing the game? Turn over the next card. I like that expression here, or eyes. Let's see what the next card is. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I mean the freedom word, again, that big parallels with MORENA'S character and her being scarred, throw away, discarded, the succession war itself. Let's see. X, falling down to the abyss, the darkness. The X card is neither yes nor no. It means you don't have to give an answer. So if it's my last card, does that mean I can render the old game invalid? Exactly right. If you have the X card, you can leave here without answering yes or no. And we won't force negotiations upon you again after that. Even if we have the opportunity to do so, I will promise you that on the other end, if another card leads to a yes or no decision, I mean, I do trust her. I do think she's saying the truth. This is insane. We're gonna pass an old chapter on this, by the way. I felt like we were, like, just, I mean, yeah. This is really, really good for Moren as a character. Like, obviously, I'm gonna need to reread this, and I'm sure people are gonna talk about it. This is one of those chapters that you kind of have to discuss with people to kind of figure out what those card means as well. Like, it's a really important for our plan and all that stuff. It's one of those that when we do come back at the end of this arc to this chapter, that's gonna be one of those chapters that's like, it was right there, you know? We had the answer right there. Oh, look at this. Then you will need to be completely resolved and take full responsibility for that answer. Are you okay with this? It's interesting because most of the time their eyes look dead, like just black, like dead almost, and here it's like most full of life. She's gonna accept. I mean, I guess it's rough, but like she has no choice, right? She's gonna get killed if she doesn't accept this. So you're not even halfway through the explanation yet. In that case, I can give a definitive answer. Just from the explanation I've heard so far, it's obvious that this system doesn't work in my favor at all. At first glance, okay, I got a thought. At first glance, only one of the 5 cards is a yes that forces you to follow parents' request. Morena, Nasubi. Since there are more ways that you can say no and leave the game, it makes you think the child's side has the advantage. That's the first trap. Should I consider the yes card first? If it's what I have at the end, it will mean becoming our ally. This is basically the same as being forced to obey all the rules that follow, which would be a total defeat. What if I have the no then. If it actually has the same amount of power as the yes card, the no card will seem advantageous at first, but once the game starts, it will bear its claws and reveal its true nature, depending on the explanation of the parent's cards. This line reminds me a lot of Alkenberg. The no card, saying no. But once the game starts, it will bear its claws and reveal its true nature. Obviously, just the succession war itself. The yes and no. Okay. The explanation will reveal all the unfortunate things that could happen to me if I say no. It will continue until I think I'm better off just saying yes. It will continue. Based on that, no and the Joker become pointless, so the R and X card are my only valid options. 2 out of 5, 40% isn't that bad, right? That's the second trap. How many of these cards are in my favor? Honestly, it doesn't even matter. In a system where you, as the parent, select my cards, you can cheat as much as you want. As there's just those freaking creeps, those psycho around just like staring at you. It's like... But yeah, again, the parallels continues. The system where the parents select my cards, in this case Nasubi especially, can cheat as much as you want. She's the parents in this situation, right? This must feel good for her to be doing this, having this role. Well then, I'll explain the cards on the parent side. And the third trap, this is the worst of them all. The purpose card. Tap. If you select this card, I will explain my purpose to you. Oh, my purpose. I would love to hear it. I mean, we know she wants to destroy it all, but is there something more? Is that the table that they were sitting at with when Enrique and stuff pulled up? I don't think so, but... The purpose of bringing you here and recruiting you is an ally. Okay. I'll try to be as concise as possible. If you have any question about this purpose, I will gladly explain further, so please listen carefully. Next, the power card, of course. If you select this card, I will explain my ability to you. Okay? Power. Makes sense? Purpose, power. Great drawing as well. Okay, I did not expect a full chapter on just Morena and her freaking card game. And in this, obviously this is big characterization for her and her power and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those chapters that's just not gonna advance really the story itself, right? This is gonna be in the span of 10 minutes maybe. It may be beyond what you can... Beyond! She said the thing. But I will explain my ability truthfully and with no deception. As long as it's about my ability, I will go over it as many times as it takes for you to be satisfied. The problem is, does it even matter what the power is, you know? If she knows what the power is, it's like, okay, you told me your power, but you're probably gonna kill me in 10 minutes anyway. However, I have to reiterate that the longer this goes on, the more dangerous it becomes for both sides. So please forgive me if I speak quickly. She keeps saying that the longer it goes on. The question A card. Question A. For any question you have, however many, whatever they are, I'll answer as many as you need. Okay. However, I won't answer any questions about my purpose or ability. If you want to know that, you have to select those cards. Okay. So everything other than those, like the framing as well, we just see your mouth. And I can only give 3 answers to your questions. Those 3 are yes, no, and yes and no. The yes, no just reminds me so much of Jotaro and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3, if you know. Yes, 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 no, 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 no. If you want to know more about a question, ask with question A, then select the question B card on your next turn. As long as it fits within the scope of the question, I will explain until all your doubts are resolved. However, with question B, only the last question from question A can be asked. So be careful how you finish question A, I understand. Only the last question. Okay. Very specific. I don't need yes, no question card. There's something I'd like to confirm about the way we answer. Would it be okay to try it out now? Let's hear it. The smile. Is that the first time she's not smiling? The way she's hiding her mouth here as well. Based on her gestures, expressions, and tone of voice, I can roughly tell which one it is. Is that Morena talking there, or is that... You won't cheat at all in this game, yes or no? Okay. Gelato is surprised. Vaconte looking as creepy as ever. A little bit like maybe slightly frustrated, like frustration. I don't know. It's an interesting expression here. And Morena is just smiling as ever. Togashi's just wanted an excuse to draw freaking Morena like in every single panel of this chapter. Just drawing her non-stop. Okay. The hell, Nobunaga? So you're suggesting we agree on the response pattern for negative questions. It's definitely important to check in advance, as misunderstanding can happen. When I ask something like, didn't you do it? Yes, no. There's a unique ethic group where in response to the question, didn't you do it? They answer yes. I didn't. Normally the speaker is considered the subject, so the response would be no, I didn't. But for some reason in that culture they view the questioner as the subject, and they answer with yes as if to mean your question is correct. Perhaps it's remnant of the warrior society or virtue of the respectability culture. In certainly regions where they live, it is said they even call others my own self. It's completely crazy, isn't it, Yokotani? I'm sorry, I didn't even realize it was considered strange. Yeah, Yokotani... Isn't he from, like, Japan in the Hunter world in some way? I don't remember, but I feel like I remember knowing that he comes from somewhere. I don't know. This game seems to serve as both a rite of passage for recruitment and as an interview process. Yeah. Morena is likely using this conversation to observe the candidate, evaluating their personality, intelligence, and suitability as an ally. I feel like she's on point. Again, if that was Morena's thoughts here, then yeah. Your answer then? Borksen, I mean, she's smart, and obviously you would think like she was there with Seri, you know? So someone with Seri, I mean, Seri, someone that's was friend with Seri and or still friend with Seri and that's close to him, you would imagine that they're pretty smart as well, right? No, I won't cheat at all. I am my own subject. Got it? Yeah, this woman. Damn. I am my own subject, huh? Got it? That got it. It's like, got it? Some personality there. Some true character, more like. Again, Togashi's drawing. I love how he's drawing the eyes and stuff. This woman. What in the world is she so angry about? Okay, let's move on to the yes and no cards. Yeah, so yeah, again, she's acting as the parent in this game, right? Probably the person, the thing that shaped her, the thing that she hates the most. Um, so now she's kind of playing that role, but I think the way Borksen was putting it, I think Morena, there's a part of her that doesn't like, you know, that part of her being the parent. She's like, I am my own subject. I'm not like them. You know, it comes out a little bit, that true hatred. I think that's what she's referring when she says what she's so angry about. Okay, let's move on to the yes and no cards. She won't cheat. Based on her behavior and that of her subordinates, it's clear that she is the absolute master here. Oh yeah. Although she exudes confidence, her respectful tone and manner toward me indicates that her group denies any organized cheating as well. Fairs. Once you know something in advance, please select these cards. Lastly, the deal card. If there's a card you desperately want to bring back from the graveyard, you can select this one, and in return for fulfilling my small request, I'll revive it for you. Okay. After hearing the details of the small request, if you think it's too much, you can decline it. In that case, however, I will take the turn to draw a card, and the deal card will go to the graveyard, so please keep that in mind. The game ends when you're down to your final card, so the last chance to select this card is when you have 2 cards remaining. Yeah. Well, that should be the complete explanation for the card rules. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Togashi is just introducing a whole game that takes almost a whole chapter just to explain. Obviously, it builds as well with Borksen and Morena's character, but it's a lot, man. I'm curious how some people will feel about this chapter. I feel like some people might not like it as much. As I said, I think this is one of those chapters that the more you talk about it with other people, watch videos, go back, reread it, and later down the arc you go back to this, it's one of those chapters that's just gonna get better and better. So, you know, if on your first read, even me, I'm like, my head is exploding, I'm feeling like gone right now, it's fine. Okay, let's see. Could you please decide if you want to play the game? If you accept my one condition, I will play. Condition? I'm the one who gets to decide what's to pick from the face down cards on the child side. If that's okay with you. That's fine. I've allowed it a couple times already. Okay, so she's done it with other people, obviously, but still. It's okay if my side takes care of the shuffling, right? Now then, oh, that's the end? Now then, shall we begin? Boxen and MORENA'S starts their game of negotiations. This is it. Holy shit, that was the old chapter. Okay. So, we generally just took an old chapter just to explain the game. That's insane. In the middle of all of this craziness, Togashi just decided to just introduce an old game. Just next chapter we might continue with the game. Like, I don't know if I doubt we would get another full chapter of them playing the game, but like, what is gonna come out of this? I mean, it feels like Boxen is gonna lose, but yeah, I mean, what can I say? I feel like I don't know if I have the head right now to just trying to really decipher all of this, you know, the rules and the cards and what that could mean for Morena in the future, and the succession wars in Kakin, family tree, right? The history and how the parents treats their child in this, because this is the big thing of this is the symbolism of this game is the parents and the child, you know, that's already one of the bigger themes of this arc, right? Parents and child, brothers, sisters. And Morena in this case is playing the parent. The parents are dealing the cards to their children. They choose everything. There's multiple traps. The kids sign up for the succession war. They're like, yeah, I'll participate. And once they're in, they realize that they have to kill each other. That all of their siblings have to die. And as I said, with Morena getting discarded, all the ones getting scratched, having to live in the shadows, not having really a choice. The Joker card, of course, right? And then the last one, the X card. I mean, the power, everything, that all checks out. I like how the Morena's people, they're always changing clothes. Like, they're always changing outfits. They never are the same, so that's cool. The drawings were great, great facial expressions. Love how the eyes were drawn. I mean, again, Togashi loves drawing Morena, so yeah, this card, you don't have to give an answer. This card feels to me like this is Morena herself. This is Morena. It means you don't have to give an answer. She's not giving an answer. She's doing her own thing. Maybe that's the card she chose, right? And all of this X card is what she chose to live by. Yeah, I wonder if she had any like negotiations with Nasubi, right? Or someone like this. The third trap is the worst of all. Again, I don't know if I'm supposed to know what the third trap, the worst of all, is here. If you guys know, let me know. If it might be one of those things where we don't get to hear what the third trap is. Maybe that's what she's gonna get. You know, that's gonna be the big thing, the climax of this game. So yeah, I mean, I think I'll leave it there. At the start, we had, you know, seeing Terry's friends and them being like, what do we do? Let's see what they do in the end there. I'm sure they'll maybe team up with someone that we know. I don't know. I would love to see them going to tier 1 and stuff, right? That would be pretty cool. The staircase, them going up. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm sure we'll go back to Valkenburg at some point. This might be the climax of this volume, right? Chapter 409, 4010 is might be where we actually focus on Valkenburg. So yeah, let's see. Great stuff. Let me know what you thought about this chapter. Let's talk about it in the comments. If you have any idea about the symbolism, the game itself, what you thought about this chapter just in general. Again, I've said it. It's one of those chapters that gets better when you talk about it. down the line once we get further and further along in this arc and we get more of Morena and what happens there. Again, it's a ballsy move from Togashi, but it's one of those gambles that might pay off in the end of just taking a whole chapter to explain the game, right? It's like most people would be like, hey, I don't know about that, right? Just putting that in the middle, that kind of kills the flow, but it's one of those gambles that he could touch some gold. Who knows? That's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss out on the rest. And I'll catch you guys with chapter 408. Alright,